Hi, welcome. This is Chisoma from It Starts with a Dream. And this channel is all about designing your dream life. It's about entrepreneurship, creativity, planners, especially mindset, habits, the way we think, managing our thoughts, and all those sorts of things. So if you're into that, stick around. I want to talk about the ways I make money online. So I have been I've been thinking about when I first started out, and I was thinking a lot about if a person was starting out, what kind of things do they wonder about? What are the things that seem hard or difficult, or you don't quite believe it? You have a bit of doubt that you could do it. And I remember myself sort of wondering, like, oh, can you really make money online? Like, is it just all like a big giant scam? Um, so I thought I would just share the ways I have made money and do make money online. I think there's 7 ways. So first off, I started by making physical products that I sold on Amazon. Now, I was going through a hard time in life, postnatal depression, worried about being made redundant from work, had my second son, and a bit of me just really didn't want to go back to work. I wanted to be with the kids, and at that point, I'd gone back part time after having my second child. After having my first child, and I still felt a bit like pulled back the them being in nursery for 10 hours because you have to commute into London, come home. And that's not really how I pictured my life as a mum. So I kind of I felt really stuck and frustrated about that. But I didn't know or think there was anything else I could do. I just thought, oh, cool, well, I did a degree in fashion. That's what I know. I could only do that. So at this point, I didn't have a lot of self-belief. I really just had a quite closed mind and mindset where trying new things was quite scary and just felt like I can't do that. And so my second son, he's about 2. I got my dream job, but then I struggled because it was full time and I really missed the boys, and like I said, I just wanted to be around more than that. So I was thinking, oh, what am I going to do? Like, what else can I do? And because I really, really wanted life to be different, that discomfort of trying something new was less than the discomfort of how I felt at that point in life. So I started doing research, watching YouTube, reading blog posts. I don't think webinars was yet a thing. I think that was a bit further down the road, but I remember watching like YouTube videos, reading a lot of blog posts, and sort of finding that there are people selling things on Amazon, creating their own products. And because I was a fashion designer, that seemed a little bit more familiar. I was like, okay, yeah, I kind of know the system. Like I can design, I can create the artwork for like the labels, the packaging if there's packaging, and I know kind of like liaising with factories, but I didn't really do the shipping or production side, so that was new. Like I did have to kind of dig in there and learn some new stuff, but I had enough confidence that I knew what I was doing to just make the start. Basically at that point, like I said, I was still working, so I used my income to buy products, and then I used FBA to host the products and to ship them. So that's fulfillment service by Amazon, and got them here, got them sent off to Amazon in the UK, and got my first sale. I think I gave away some for free, did some giveaways, and then I got some people reviewed them. I put on ads and started to get sales, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. Like I'm selling, I've made a product under my own brand, and I'm getting some sales. It was really exciting. And then I sent some off to the US. So then that opened up the customer base. So I was, getting sales in Italy and getting a sale in Hawaii. That was my most exciting place I got a sale from. I think I was really excited with Hawaii. And then I realized that I would have to create a brand. So competition started increasing. That always happens. You might find a product and it's new and it's not a lot of people making it. And then people cotton on and go, oh, hold on, people are, getting sales with this product. I'm going to make my own version and I'm going to make it cheaper. And I started to get a lot of competition, and putting on the ads, I had to kind of I had to pay more for the ads per sale, and I just realized like I didn't have the like capital to kind of run ads to that level, enough to get the product to be ranking on like make it the first page that I can turn the ads off and then it can carry on selling. At that point, I had a good amount of reviews that people trusted it. But I think with that the ads, I was more like on page 2, and obviously you don't get as many sales if you're on page 2. So if I wanted to be on page 1, I had to run the ads, and that was quite a cost. So I realized I've got to make a brand, and then this is where I realized that I wasn't that passionate about the niche, and I could not. I did not want to be making content about the niche, and really, looking at it, I had really just grown so much. Like I think I'd grown in that last year, in that 18 months of doing all that, I'd grown more than maybe like a whole decade of my life before. And I just really felt like a different person. I couldn't believe I had a brand that I was selling across the world. I just couldn't believe I did all that. And the growth I experienced and how it just really pulled me out of that depression and just feeling like a victim in life and hopeless. Like, I can't do anything. I'm no good at anything. It just pulled me out of all of that. And I was just like, look at how much I've grown. I want like every woman to feel this who's maybe feeling depressed or anxious or just feeling like she's scared to do stuff and she can't change her life. She can't change her world. So I thought, what can I do that's sharing all that? Because that's really important and I love that. And doesn't cost money because now like the physical products cost a lot. And at this point now, my contract had finished and I was at home. So I didn't have an income of my own. So it was like, oh, okay, what can I do that's free or very cheap, uses my skills and shares my story and shares what's really helped me, what I'm passionate about. And that's where I came up with printables. Before that, I hadn't even really used printables a lot. So this was, sometimes you think you have to have done something for like a really long time to make it a business or to try to make it a business. Because I was at the point I was just trying stuff. So just because you are new to something, that doesn't mean you can't do it or you shouldn't do it. So I had used printables in more like courses. So if I had taken like a course, then there'd be like a printable workbook, or if there was a freebie, that's in essence, that's a printable. And these workbooks and things like that, I really like filling them out and, designing my life and sort of looking at limiting beliefs and all these different things that had helped me to basically take the next step in my business and I guess in my life. Those are the things that I was like, I want to share that in my own way. So I started the printables business. Now, the first product that I sold was just a to-do list because I thought I can make that in fairly quick time. I made 10 different cover versions and sold it for a couple of dollars. And then I started to get my first sales and it was amazing. It was like, wow, like this is so cool. Look, I made some sales. And then I made a planner that it was generic, like the content was generic. Like a Monday to Sunday weekly planner, plan your menu, plan your week, that kind of thing. But what was not generic was the designs. Like I brought in my swimwear background then because it was a lot of tropical. And so I had all these tropical prints on my printables. So they did look really different actually to a lot of the printables out there. And it did stand out. People kind of could recognize like my brand. This is, you see the mint and the coral or the pink and palm trees. And it was like, people did start to recognize my brand. So the next product I created, then at this point, I had been selling on Etsy a little bit. And then I came across this course called Passive Income Planner Girl by Michelle Raw. And I just started watching her content and I just really loved what I was like reading and sort of picking up from her. I realized that I felt like the missing piece was for me, not the design side, because like I already knew how to design the printables because I was designing them. I had figured that out and transferred my skills. So I knew how to use Adobe Illustrator for fashion, but I didn't use it to create printables and layout. It was more drawing the actual clothes and then putting colours in, or making mood boards. That was the other thing I used it for. So I kind of figured out and learned how to create layouts and save them as PDFs and things like that, because even that was a new thing to me at that point. So I saw Michelle and I thought, I feel like there's something there. She seemed to really, the way she thought was what really drew me in. I felt like she knows something here that's going to really help. And mindset, because I had ideas, but I wouldn't do them, or it would take me a really long time to do them because I didn't have the self-belief, or was still quite worried about people judging me, or wondering what my friends might think, or my old colleagues, what would they think. So I held myself back a lot. So I got the course, and it was the best $99 I've ever invested in my own business so far. The course is now maybe like $300, and I'm just like, for what it's given me, like that's a hands down no-brainer. So the link, if you want to buy the course through my link, is down below. It'll be in the description. Took that course, and then it just really opened up my mind and my mindset. And then I started to create products that the products that were in my heart that I really wanted to make, but was too scared to. And that's where my Dream Life Journal, Dream Life Planner came about. And I put in all the different things that helped me, I guess, create this dream for my life, and sold it as printable still. So that was my first product. I was like fully like, this is my product. This is it. This is my message. This is my brand. And I rebranded my business to It Starts With a Dream, and that was the name of my planner as well. And I think that was quite a milestone for me. So I started to sell on Etsy, getting sales in there. Then I did sell on my website. So sometimes I'd sell on my website, and sometimes I would just redirect to Etsy. So I started trying to sell on my website, and then realized, like, oh yeah, there's not people coming to my website like they are on Etsy. So had to start building traffic. So I started building traffic. I was on social media anyway, so some people were coming to me from that, and Facebook groups. And then I started pinning on Pinterest, but that was a bit later on. So I would give free, I used to create free planners, printable planners, and I was part of like quite a few planner groups, and they'd have a certain day where you can like share printables and free things. So I would share my free printables in the group, and that is like how I started building my email list. I think my first people were probably from these groups, and they'd go, and some of my printables were like free, you didn't have to download them, and then some of them were in like a library. I'd made a library where you sign up, you get a password, and then you go in that page, put the password in, and then I had more printables in the library. So I had some free ones on the blog and some more free ones in the library, but you did need to sign up. So that was how I started building my email list and getting traffic. Then I went onto Pinterest, and Pinterest quickly outgrew like social media. Like, compare it to Instagram, Pinterest, especially then, it became like 70% of my traffic very quickly. And that was sending people to Etsy and sending people to my own website. I did have a hiccup with Pinterest where they marked me as spam mistakenly, and it just killed my traffic. At that point, I was like almost to 1 million monthly viewers, and then it went down to like 100,000. And that's kind of where it's hovered. And then I think the pandemic was sort of shortly after that, and I just didn't have the energy to rebuild it or relook it. So I just let it tick on in the background. Like, I post here and there. But here's the thing about it. It still brings me traffic, even though I have not put much effort into it in the last couple of years, and I've had that major hit. It still brings traffic. So for me, I think Pinterest is like the first place I'd be getting onto. If I'm brand new, I'd be getting my stuff onto Pinterest, pinning things from the blog, pinning things from your Etsy shop, pinning your Instagram. You can pin that as well. And then I started to make videos and blog posts. So I would make blog posts, and then I started to record a video Then I would put the audio on my podcast, I put the video on YouTube, and then I would put both on my blog. And I would also cross-link them, and then also link them to whatever I wanted them to do, like the call to action, whether I want them to go to sign up for my freebies, go buy from my shop, or go buy from my Etsy store. So that is how I started getting traffic to my own website and to my Etsy shop. So then the next thing I did, that way I made money, was just look at my list, go on Post-its. It was selling courses. Oh yeah, courses was next. So I had eventually worked out how to make my own physical planners. So I turned my printables into physical planners, things like this. And people started asking me about it. So I did it for myself. Like, I wanted something to hold in my hand. As a fashion designer, I was used to like designing, have this idea in my mind, design it, then see it and come into real life and hold it. And I really missed that. So I was just there Googling, trying to figure it out for like years and years. How am I going to do this? Especially I don't have the capital to go and buy 300 or 500 from the Far East again, like I did with my first product. And also I would have to sell them, and would have them all sitting here, and I'm going to have to pack them. And it was just like, no, don't want to do that model. I have a type of arthritis, AS, affects my back and spine. So sitting and packing loads of boxes is going to just hurt. And I don't want a business that just physically hurts me. Eventually, I figured out I could create my playlist with print on demand, and people started asking me about it, like I said. And so I put the feelers out. Okay, if I made this course, who'd buy? Got some people said yes. So I said, all right, I'm going to make this course. And if for the first 10 people, you can buy it for like $29 or something. And I got my first 10 people in. And at that point, I hadn't even made anything, hadn't made any of the content. And that blew my mind. That was like a huge mindset shift. It was like, oh my God, I have just made like $300 almost, and I haven't even made anything. And that was such a mindset shift, because I think I had the whole traditional, you go to uni, you work really hard, you climb up the ladder, you make money that way. And to maybe make money from sharing something, felt like I was almost cheating. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a scammer. Like, I'm making money from a course and telling people something that they can Google. I had to really overcome a lot of thoughts around that, but I had so much encouragement for the first people who bought before I had made it, were just like, oh, we want to know this, like, make this. And so they really pushed me, and I'm so grateful for community, because being in a community online makes such a difference, because most of your friends in real life are not gonna know what you're on about when you're talking about CTAs and funnels and traffic. They're like, what? Are you going out on the road or something? So having an online community is like so valuable. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting into one. Whether it's through a course or accountability, like sometimes you can join sort of more of a co-working accountability group where you are, paying for that accountability of checking in with each other each week or each month, doing planning together and stuff like that. I had a membership like that, and I would love to reopen it again. So if you are interested in that, then email me at hi@startswithadream.com. I would love to sort of rebuild a list of people interested in that. Okay, so I made the course, and I started to create the content to these 10 people in a Facebook group, teaching it in Facebook. And then some videos I would record on Loom at that point, record my screen and things like that. So that was the next way I made money with courses. And then I got affiliates, and they promoted my courses. And that was another weird one where you're like, this is strange. Like, I'm not doing the work. Yeah, like, I've got sales. Like, someone is working on my behalf, and they get a cut. And that was amazing to me, because it was just like, oh, someone's doing the work. I'm going to sleep, and someone in America is like emailing their list, or I don't know, doing an Instagram story, and now people are bought, and I wake up and I made money while I sleep. And that was so funny. Yeah. So the affiliate money is probably like my favorite way of making an income when other people sell my stuff. I really like that. And then I think I did 2 videos. One was a review. Oh, then I was an affiliate. I was affiliate for someone else, for other people as well. So that was the other way I made money, by being an affiliate for other people. So if you're starting now and you maybe haven't got your own products, you can be affiliate for like software tools that you use, courses you've taken, like Creative Market. I've just become an affiliate for them. I don't know why it took so long, because I buy lots of assets off there to make my printables and photographs for my website and things like that. Courses. So I'm really a person that didn't love selling, don't love selling. So I have to really be behind the thing for me to like promote it, talk about it. So I only really promoted the like my most favorite courses, or where it's like someone I know, and I know like they're really like top. They put their most into things. They have like high standards, high quality, and they really care about like people learning whatever it is they're sharing and kind of taking action. So I started to promote and be an affiliate for people whose courses I've taken, or I have access to their course, and it's someone I like, a friend that I know, and I know it's like really good quality, and that has been cool. So I made just an example of using YouTube. I made one video interviewing the course creator and just her sharing her story. That was amazing. That was Michelle, how I made 60,000 selling printables on Etsy, and I'll link that below. And then the other one was me doing a review of her program, the Passive Income Planner Girl that I've talked about. And those bring traffic, and people will watch those videos on YouTube and will buy. I'll just get random sales when I'm not promoting it. Like I'm not maybe like doing an email, there isn't a sale on or something, and I'm sort of doing emails over a week saying, hey, there's a sale, the sale's about to finish, and all of that. So that is just working for me in the background. And I think YouTube, Pinterest, and a blog, I do think that's where to focus. Social media, I feel like it's, if you want to do reels and get all sort of got on the reels and you have that exposure through reels, then go for it. But if you're personally, I'm kind of more reserved. You've probably figured that out. I'm a little bit more serious. Me jumping around dancing on reels is not going to happen. So I just try and do reels the way that feels right and best for me. Just me talking to the camera really most of the time. But if you do want to do like reels in that kind of way where you grow accounts really quick, then great. But if you don't, then I just think put your effort to YouTube or podcast. But I still think YouTube, because it's easy. I think you can get found on YouTube. People for a keyword, I'd say people go typing in a question and they want an answer. So I would make videos with a question that someone's going to type in, and my video would be the answer to that question. Like, how do you make printable planners? No, how do you make physical planners? How do you print a planner? So that is sort of how I've used it, and that's how I think of names. That's how I title my blog posts. That's been my SEO. Like, I have not done SEO in the proper way. Like, I've not got like backlinks and DA9s and all of that stuff. It just seems like stressful, and it felt like if I made it all about SEO that I probably wouldn't have ever got started. So I just thought, I'm just going to start and I'm going to try my best. So I try and put keyword phrases in my blog posts, like how do you print a planner, or where can I print my planner? I try and put phrases like that in the blog post. I rename with the images and media that's on the page, how to print a planner, keywords, phrases again. I try and have like my headers, and then you can use a plugin called Yoast SEO if you use WordPress, and that kind of gives you tips on like, fill this bit in, oh, you need to add more words, this is too passive, and it kind of reads your work and kind of gives you tips. So I'll just fill that out to the best of my ability when I can. Didn't always do it, and that's the thing. I have been far from perfect, far from like doing things the right way, the proper way. and still had growth. And I think that's really important to know. So YouTube made those videos and they're just working for me. Made those a couple of years ago. And like I said, people go and buy these affiliate products through that and get a sale. So YouTube, we putting it on your blog post and then sharing that to Pinterest by creating pins and then pinning those on Pinterest. That has been, I would say that is the best formula. It will keep working for you, not like social media. Social media will just disappear after like 24 hours, a week, a couple of weeks. Who scrolls back on Instagram for like 3-4 months? I mean, I do if I really love the person and I'm like really excited with what I'm seeing, but most people don't. So I just think if you've got limited time, effort and energy, make a video, put the audio on a podcast, put the audio and the video on your blog post, link to both, link to each other on the blog. Obviously it's linked back to YouTube, but when you press play it can take them to YouTube if you want, and then pin your blog post on Pinterest. So Pinterest is sending people to your website, not to your YouTube video. Send it to your website and they can watch the YouTube video there, so your website's getting the traffic. The next way I made money is, I guess, coaching / mentoring. So some people would buy my course and they just want a bit more hand holding, or they want to like talk about their specific scenario to me, like which printer do you think's best for me? Or can you look at my printable? Can you look at my actual content? Can you give me some design tips? So they're buying like a power hour, and then I will like answer any questions I have, anything. I'm just answering it about anything to do with making printables planners. And I also have that for, I guess, designing your life and life stuff. So like you can ask me any question about, I guess, anything in the planner. You might have the planners and you might be like, oh, what do you reckon I do here? Or this is a goal I want to work on. Can you help me structure this? So that is the power hour. And so there is coaching in that, is encouraging people and supporting them. And then there's mentoring, as in actually giving them steps of like, this is what you need to do next. Here's some homework, checking up on what they're doing. So that was, that was just something I thought, well, sometimes people have questions. I know I've maybe had a course and I've just been like, oh, I really wish I could talk to the person who made it and go, what do you think I should do in this situation? So that's why I offer it. And some people need accountability. Sometimes you don't take as much action when it's on your own, and to have someone to talk to, you set your homework, you get going. So I think 3 calls spread over 6 weeks is quite a good one for a person who's sort of got a product already, like they've maybe already designed a Canva printable Canva or somewhere, and then it's just really turning that into suitable for physical printing. And maybe they want some, where should I, lay this out, or where should I move this, or how can, what do I need to consider when I'm costing and designing so the cost's not crazy or whatever, things like that. And so one lady, she started with nothing. I don't think she had an idea, but she didn't have anything done. So from week 1 she had nothing, and then by the end of week 6 her first sample had arrived, so she had something and she started selling it. So that's really cool. Like, she went from nothing to taking action to having her first printable workbook done in the 6 weeks. And that is the power of accountability, really, isn't it? And then the last way, which is at the 7th way, is making money by creative services or services. So I've been in and out of work, of like being in fashion work. So I've had a full-time job, I've been part-time, I've been stay at home, and everything in between. And I knew I'd probably want to leave London and there wouldn't be fashion jobs where I'd be moving to. So I started doing creative services. So initially it was like social media posting for a bridal shop in South London. Made their website, took pictures of the dresses, things like that. And that was my first service client. And other things have been designing printables, designing workbooks, migrating courses, so moving a course from one platform to another. So that's like copying and pasting the text over, uploading the graphics, the headers and stuff. Branding, I've done someone's, logos, branding for that. And I think what I've realized is like I love branding, and I think I would really love to niche into branding for course creators and membership owners. So that'd be like creating the branding for the name of the course, like coming up with that branding, come up with the branding for that's going to be on their sales page. So, like little images, little mock-ups that show the course and maybe the workbooks, little tablet and a computer and sort of printable pages and all those little elements that bring a sales page to life. Thumbnails for the videos, all of that kind of stuff. I think that is what I would love to niche in, and I'm sort of figuring that out this year. That's something I'm coming back to the services after having a break last year. My dad died, just had a break from a lot of things in my business, but I think that's somewhere I'm just gonna be kind of figuring out my niche for that over the rest of this year. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. So that's some ways I've made money or make money online. So there's physical products on Amazon, printables on Etsy, on my own website, physical planners on Etsy on my own website. Oh, on Amazon KDP as well. So I do print some of my stuff with Amazon KDP. So there are some journals on Amazon, and people buy from Amazon. Amazon prints it and it goes directly to them. Probably realised I love a hands-off type of business model where I don't have to pack and hurt my back trying to pack loads of stuff. Creating courses and promoting other people's courses, having other people promote my courses for affiliate sales, and then coaching, mentoring. So just giving people support and guidance on their dreams and their life plans, and then more business side, creating making planners and getting all that going. So I hope that's helped. And I think like I said when I started out, I didn't know, I didn't always believe like that you can do it, that I'd see people, and I felt like it would work if you had like 100,000 followers or something. You had to like have a big name or be like an influencer or a YouTuber, and then a YouTuber who's been doing like vlogs, and then now you create something, now you get sales. So it was like each time I created something and it sold, and each time I did something, it was like, oh wow, like I've done this and this is wow, like this is real. So I just want to encourage you, get going, just start doing something, create something today, get it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It won't be perfect, and like the first few attempts might be rubbish, and you'll look back and laugh and start from somewhere, and you'll get better and better. And I think there's real power in learning things and doing courses, watching workshops, and learning new skills. Like I said, I hadn't even really been in printables that much before I started creating and selling. So you just don't know what would lead, what's going to come out of something. Where is this going to lead you? You have no idea. So I'm really glad I did that, because it's opened up the door to like where I'm at now. And like I said, doing all these fun stuff, like to me it's like fun. I really enjoy it, designing and tinkering on my website and making things and sharing knowledge and sharing my story. I'm just like, I'm blown away, and it feels like a lot of it came out of like learning new things and like taking courses and watching webinars and summits and things like that. So I would actually love to invite you to a creative summit called Creative Spark Summit, and the focus, this theme for this one is digital products. So it's things like printables and SVG files and templates and things like that, learning how to make those. Just learn something for fun, just trying something new. Like I said, I tried something new and I was like, oh, I really enjoy this, and like, where has it taken me now? So try stuff, and I'd love you to come and watch and come and see the presentations. I'm going to be hosting a presentation, how to design your dream life planner, which is going to help you cultivate the things that matter to you. I also share my whole creative process in that, and you can use that to create planners for yourself or create them to sell for your own customers, figuring out what could work, what would be great for them, a good fit, how to, the branding, how does it look, is that going to speak to them, all of that kind of stuff. You can sign up on my link. Oh gosh, I had the link, didn't I? The link is bit.ly/ISWTDSPARK. So it starts with the dream, the initials, and then spark. And that's my affiliate link. And that means if you sign up, the signing up is free and you can watch the workshops for free over the 3 days, but there's like 18. So that's a lot to watch for 3 days. So if you buy the pass, then you get to watch those in your own time, at your own leisure. You also get other amazing bonuses like templates. You get my planner templates that I have in my own planners that have been a bestseller on Etsy. So you get templates for that. I've seen other people got like contracts. There's like Pinterest. Some tips on Pinterest. There's loads of stuff that's really cool. So do go check that out. And I hope this has helped as well, just sharing, because I think, like I said, you can see someone like Amy Porterfield or Jenna Kutcher and just be like, yeah, it's like all right for them. They've got like 100,000 followers. I can never do anything they've done. I can't, you just even feel like not trying, but you give up before you've even tried. And I feel like what I've achieved, I've done it not perfect, not for being perfect, not even for being consistent all the time. I have times where I do nothing for months, I have breaks, or I do the bare minimum for months, and I've still seen growth and learnt new things and connected with amazing people through things like workshops and courses and online. So I hope that helps you, and really I hope you get to be part of, like, join the sign up, and then also just go in the Facebook group, because there'll be other like-minded people there that you can hang out with and chat with, and you never know, it could be like your new bestie, new online bestie. Anyway, if you have any questions or things that you'd love me to make more content on in the future, let me know at hi@itstartsthedream.com.